Hello YouTube fans. Not going to be as long as I did on the last one of this, that being Freddys Nightmares, because this one is Freddys Nightmares 2, as you see here. It kind of follows on with the last one I did. Remember the one about the Quinn sisters and the cop and all that? It's over there somewhere, but I can't be asked pulling it out the DVD, but you know what I'm on about, that one. But it's more to do with the sisters in it, the Quinn sisters. They're Freddy now is trying to get them in their nightmares. I think I've got a photo of it here. There's one of them there lying down, lazy bugger. But it's more to do, there's Freddy, looking a bit like a dirty old man with a Quinn sister. And it's more to do with him trying to get the Quinn sisters. You've got one what's jealous of the other one and one trying to seek attention. And this one is called Sisters Cheaper. I don't like this one because all the way through the film, the other sister doesn't believe that Freddie is trying to get her. She don't believe it. She thinks the sister, basically, is trying to get attention. You do get Freddie again, Robert England as Freddie Krueger, presenting the show as Freddie, as well as starring in Freddie. And again, it has two stories to it. It has two stories in one episode. So, again, that's what I was going to say. Freddie's trying to get her. Little bits here and there where it manipulates her. There's a bit where you feel the mum is turning into Freddie and it's putting knives in her fingers and you find out it's Freddie. You know, little bits here and there. And the sister, like I say, doesn't believe her. It's only halfway through the episode she realises that she's telling the truth, that Freddie is trying to get her. And there's a bit in it where the sister pretends to be the other sister, the luxury of being twins and being identical. So she pretends to be the other sister to see what it's like, you know, for a day. And she even finds out that her fucking boyfriend even ties it on with her, what makes him a lowlife. On the other sister, that is. Her sister's boyfriend ties it on with her. And then she realises, especially tells him to fuck off. So it basically makes him a bit stummy in that role. I don't really know why the sister got shit for it, because when you think about it, her boyfriend tied it on with her sister. You think, God, what a scumbag. But they're down to defeat Freddie, and they meet a teacher on the way, and he tells them how they can angle their jeans. So how they can actually kick Freddie's ass, basically. Of course, the teacher doesn't tell them that, but they go to this guy who teaches people about naps and FIFA naps, and how did you tell your team. And long below, they get Freddie, and they beat him, so they think. But the thing is, when Freddie cooks one of them, the other two gets the cut. So let's say somebody cuts me, I won't feel it, but it'll go into another person. So that's what happens when Freddie cuts someone. If you cut that sister, it won't cut her, it will cut the other one, is what I'm saying. So I thought that was quite different and unique, you know, how they did that. But like I said, they thought they defeated Freddie. The sister comes in, all smiling, we did it. And then the other sister says, you haven't. And then Freddie gets the sister, drags her under a settee. She wakes up and finds the sister all bloody. You get the idea Freddie's killed her. End of story. And even Freddie says a line, sisters. Now you can't tear them apart. Little bits in there I felt, did you really have to kill the sister off? You know, it's bad enough knowing what happened to the dad. Did you really have to go that level of killing one of the sisters off? I felt it would have just been better them defeating Freddie, kicking Freddie's ass, end of fucking story. You know what I mean? And Freddie says, one day I'll get him again, but it's only thanks because of a couple of years later I got my revenge. Which is the idea from the original Elm Street film. But it's alright. I just didn't think there was a need to kill the sister off after all what they went through in the original Freddys Nightmares. I did that one short because the other one was more of the backdown story of Freddys Nightmares. So that's why I did that one. I kept it short as I could. But this one, the next one, again, it's not a bad story. You've got a dare in it, and it's Halloween, and they're having a Halloween party. Now, you've got the idea to do is learning to do autopsies, and you know they call them the divers, meaning the bodies. And there's little bits again. Freddie again presents the soul, and again makes a disappearance as Freddie, let again. And there's bits in there. You've got an idea that she had a grandma fostered her and her parents died, but you got the idea Jan was a bit of a bitch and she died of a heart attack. And there's bits in here where this one, I would say, there's a lot of episodes like this where it just manipulate you. Like there's a bit in it where you think she's got to die. I don't think it's a boyfriend, it's more like a make-believe mate, and you find out it is a make-believe mate because he doesn't exist. And I loved a little bit where there's a love letter of Friday the 13th, where a guy tests up with a hockey mask on before you ever had Freddy versus Jason. Come to they celebrating an Halloween party. And see, Freddy's getting into me now, it's giving me the burps. But yeah, at the end of the day, she meets up with these people and they have this computer where they can hack it into a VCR and they can actually see your dream. They can actually see your dream. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. An old VCR, you can plug it into a computer, plug it into my fucking head so you can actually see what I'm dreaming about. Tell you, I can have a wet dream. There's a funny bit anyway, she does actually have a wet dream. She's about to strip off, but again, made for TV, so don't get excited, lads. You're not going to see any tits and nudity. But, you know, Freddy in there, he's trying to get her. Why Freddy's trying to get her, I don't fucking know. I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Freddy was a kiddie killer. This girl's like in the fucking 70s. I think there's a picture of her here, that, so that's just bear with me. Yeah, somewhere there. She cuts her hands. Again, it's just her imagination. But yeah, so I never got that Freddy's trying to kill her because I thought it was a kiddie killer. But again, they're down a few Freddy, and she meets up with a lad who you think he fancies her, and really he's just a stunt guy. He's trying to make something out of getting into people's dreams. You know, his new fencing. You know what did that better? I've got the film over there, I can't be asked pulling it out. But remember when I did a review called Dream Date, 1984, which is funny enough because the original Elm Street film almost got into shit for copyright for that. Dream Date, no, Taking Trade, Dream Date. I felt Dream Date did that better. But at the same time, it was a TV series, TV budget, so I can let that one vibe. It just reminds me of Dream Date. But again, they go into the boiler room. You think they're in the boiler room, but it does the both asleep. You think Freddy's going to kill the dove, but he doesn't. He gets the lad. Because the bit where he's trying to choke her out and she's asleep, Freddy comes on with his hand, grabs the lad, drags him into the dream world because he's fast asleep and all, doesn't know it. She watches the videotape, rewinds, sees Freddy killing him. She says a line, "It's your nightmare now, it's your nightmare." Then you see Freddy next to an old VCR, God and Bennett, memory lane of the VCRs, and blood comes gushing out of it, and then Robert England says his famous line is Freddy, "Put that in your VCR and choke on it." Kind of funny that he always comes out with a witty line. It kind of reminds me of Tales from the Tipped, you know, the Tip Cheaper, when he used to do it, but I don't like that idea. Robert England does it because, you know, he's pretty good at the one-liners and the stitchy-liners, and I think that's what makes Freddy. That's why, in my eyes, there's only ever been one man, and that is Robert fucking England as Freddy Krueger. So Freddy's Nightmares back in '88, this being the second one, which is funny because it has Freddy's Nightmares 2 on it. It's a good one for a TV series. Like I say, it went on through the late 80s to the early 90s. We only ever did 2 seasons of it, and I've only got a few. But this one, it's a good one. It's a good one. I mean, do cheapy stories. It's not bad. I'm not going to give it ratings because, again, it's a TV, so. But for the time waster, you want to watch something that is horror, something what's gothic. Check out Freddy's Nightmares. If you like things like Tales from the Dark Side, you like things like the Hammer of Horror, remember the Hammer of Horror Souls, and you like things like Tales from the Tipped, and then with a horror story to them, you can't go wrong with Freddy's Nightmares. And if you like Freddy, he's your man. Into them, I do more reviews, more things on the way. And if you like what you hear, just press that magic button and subscribe to me, or leave a nice comment. Into them, I'll see you soon for some more reviews.